WSW.
I've actually made so much money, I hired my own personal zombie. I am his own personal zombie slave. That's how badass he is.
Please welcome to the show, Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. You know, I'm telling you, you've made it when you can hire your own personal zombie.
That's very true. We have a guy in the other room who's a big zombie fan. He's very jealous of you.
Yeah, that guy does dishes, laundry, everything. It's amazing. I'm telling you, if you guys ever get around to it, get you one. It's the best investment you ever make.
See, now, we never get to see the good side. The really good side of zombies. They only show the bad side. They didn't know they had all these domestic abilities they could fill in for.
Yeah, they have a very soft side.
That's a cool thing.
What kind of hourly wage is it, though? I mean, I would imagine a zombie's pretty expensive.
No, it's just a one-time purchase plan.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, they're not alive, right?
I didn't even put it. I didn't even put down payments. Just bought them all at one time.
Oh, you have to do
3 easy installments.
You didn't have to do it on layaway. You just
no.
Oh, there you go.
You know?
And talking to haters, though, there's some sometimes I'm sure you read like a message board or you read something. Are there certain things that people say that just really do get under your skin, or do you just kind of just brush it all off?
Yeah, not now. There's nothing that can get under my skin. After 10, 11 years of doing this, I mean, you just get used to it. I mean, once you become a celebrity, and believe me, WWE are classified in the group of celebrities more than ever now, especially because we're mainstream and we have a PG rating.
Yep.
And Vince McMahon has really built an amazing corporate empire with this whole WWE deal. So like anytime you go to these classic wrestling boards, that they always complain and they always moan about something, and it's just you can never make them happy, and it's like. Me, I want to change people. I want people to have a more positive outlook on things, but sometimes you can't. So you just deal with it.
Right.
And you just okay. Well, if you're not gonna like me, cool. Don't like me. I still hope you do well. I really think this year is gonna be my best yet, just because I had a lot of injuries in 2009. And I'm just finally getting healthy again, so it's exciting.
And you had intestinal injuries. Is that right? That almost stopped you from wrestling completely.
Yeah, it actually could have. It could have ended it. And I had an abdominal tear that was actually weak, and my intestines were kind of pushing through. But I was the ECW. I was the ECW champion at the time, so I pushed on, and then eventually,
that's extreme.
Yeah, it was extreme for sure. And then just had a lot of other good things on my plate at the time. So I actually went until my abdominal wall actually completely tore, and my intestines were hanging out.
Oh man!
Did you take a picture of that?
Oh yeah, it's documented. I mean, it's not. You don't get to do that every day. So
no,
take a picture of it.
That's something to frame.
And it was one of those things where for 6 months my digestive tract was actually messed up, where I couldn't digest food at a normal rate and whatnot. But I was healthy enough to get back to work. 10 weeks later. But yeah, it was definitely it was a tough gig. So
jeez. Oh yeah.
And I'm excited. I know SmackDown's going to be there, but also NXT, which is a new show on the WWE. It's on the Sci-Fi Network, and you're a part of that because you're one of the pros teamed up with Justin Gabriel, I believe.
Correct.
And
right on.
I absolutely love this show. When I first tuned in, I didn't know what to expect, and I think a lot of wrestling fans all agree. It's like you're getting a peek behind the curtain, but it's still very entertaining. It's just just getting to see new guys wrestle.
I do too. I think it's a wonderful concept. I think I think Vince McMahon hit a home run with this thing, and it's a great way to introduce your new developmental talent. Because one thing that we have a problem with in the whole wrestling industry now, considering WWE is just such a juggernaut. I mean, there's not a lot of huge places. There used to be territories and different companies where people could get skills and learn how to wrestle and become good entertainers, and then they could come here eventually. But now we don't have that out there very much, so we have to train our own guys at FCW. But now by bringing them on TV and pairing them with someone who's already an established pro, it gives those guys a rub, and I think you kind of build superstars for the future.
And our boy Aberdeen, Washington's own Daniel Bryan's a part of it. We talked to him a couple weeks ago. Nice guy.
Yeah, he is, and I'm really happy for Daniel Bryan, just because I know he has worked for the last 10 years to he's wrestled all across the world, and he's an extremely hard worker, and I truly respect his work ethic, and I'm glad he's here at WWE and he's going to get an opportunity to actually make some money and really because he's been beating up his body for a long time for a minimal amount, so
hell, he beat it up in that first episode. There was one part, BJ, where Daniel Bryan comes flying over the ropes or through the ropes, and Jericho grabs him and just slams him into the announcer's table within seconds. He had a giant welt.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, he's a good guy, and I really wish the best for him.
And it is true. I mean, you guys really do just destroy yourselves out there. And that's why when anyone tries to sit there and criticize wrestling, it's like, bro, these guys are going out there doing this stuff. It's not like, it's right, CGI. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt's got his intestines hanging out for crying out loud. I mean, Jesus. I mean, the guy can't even eat.
It really, that's like, to me, that is, if someone comes up to me and says, hi, I respect you, I understand what you do, you're an entertainer, I totally respect that. I mean, when they realize that we're out 4 nights a week, typically is what we do, 4 nights a week, wrestling, doing this, playing this trade, no off seasons, go. And, our whole goal at the end of the day, nothing makes us more excited than coming out and hearing the oohs and ahs of that crowd. And for me, being able to be Matt Hardy, the WWE superstar, and meet a kid that is with Make-A-Wish, that is his dream to meet me and put a smile on his face and know this can be a lasting lifetime memory. I mean, there's no better feeling than that. I mean, you can't give me a paycheck that's going to make me that happy. Because I was raised in a town called Cameron, North Carolina, which is about 45 minutes south of Raleigh-Durham, and the population was 300 people, when I was in school. It was that small.
That is small.
So it's one of those things. Now knowing that I can fly anywhere across the world and get off a plane and people know who I am is pretty mind-blowing, considering...
Yeah, that's got to be a little bit... I mean, in a way, I suppose, that's what you grew up with, everybody knowing who you are in your circle, but now to think that your circle has just been expanded like that is just nuts.
Yeah, it truly is. I've wrestled on all, 6 continents, and I'm sure if there was a place that we could wrestle in Antarctica, I'm sure Vince would send us there as well. Give
Vince some time.
I'm sure Vince is waiting for something to be built down there for them to warm it up a little bit.
He's come back from the dead. He can do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He got his limo blown up and he's still alive.
You can't keep that guy down. Ice won't stop him.
Vince is going with this global warming thing. I'm sure it's going to warm up enough we can send all the troops down there.
I think Vince might be the guy to stop global warming. We don't know.
Believe me, I wouldn't put anything past him.
WrestleMania 27, Vince versus global warming.
Edge is edge. And, Matt, it's hard to say the word edge and say Matt Hardy and not have people go, so.
Yeah, right on. Right on. It's one of those times. The one thing that is funny about that, since Edge just came, has returned and he's kind of been in a fan favorite light, my line is, just Edge, Matt Hardy is just so 2005. It's, I don't know.
What gets me, and I don't know, because I guess I step back and I really appreciate people that do what you guys do. Folks that really entertain, folks that really do what they do. And this, it's kind of tough. I don't know how did Edge get to be liked? Because I kind of don't like him because of all that stuff. I don't, I step back and go, dude, not for nothing. This is your brother. Really? Of all the people in the world, especially, you guys are stars. This is where you got to go. That's the only thing I don't know how anybody could like the dude like that. Just maybe because I know too much. I don't know, but it baffles me. I can't help but be on your side because I feel like, what did you do to deserve any of that?
Yeah, and that's how the majority of the world felt, which was very cool. And one of the coolest things were people like you and everywhere else. People having sympathy and understanding my situation. They rallied behind me and they sent me right back. It was one of the coolest things ever. I remember sitting at home in Madison Square Garden chanting, "We want Matt," and you screwed Matt. It was an amazing feeling being at home on the couch with everything that was going on. So Edge is a character like that where even myself watched him. I can never put him in a category like Rey Mysterio, and he'll never. I don't think any of the viewers will ever view him like such. I think he'll be Edge's, but kind of as a fan favorite. He'll be a edgy type character. Mm-hmm. But the deal is, I think over in the long run, he'll still go back to always being Edge. You know what I mean? I think that'll always be his gig.
Well, I remember when we were at I think it was the Elimination Chamber when that came to town, and Edge came out and he did something cool, and I jumped up. I'm like, yeah, and then my girlfriend grabs me, pulled me down, and goes, "He's a cheater." You can't cheer for him. So now the big thing is the Monday Night Wars with TNA, and your brother made an appearance on TNA last night. Have you talked to him since all that was going on, or what's the family dynamic now that you're part of WWE and he's part of TNA?
We're brothers, and that's never going to change. But just. WWE is just such a machine, such a monster, and I think it's one of those things. I think even Mr. McMahon would say this as well. I think competition is good for the workplace. I think it gives for me, other guys who are wrestlers who maybe can't work here, or aren't working here, it gives them somewhere else to work. So it's good, and I definitely don't think the WWE has to worry about TNA really anytime soon. But I think it's good. I think the more opportunities there are for guys to wrestle, the better.
Hey Matt.
Hey, how are you?
I'm your biggest fan.
Very cool.
Yeah, my kids just love you. I have a 4-year-old. My son Peyton, I actually named his middle name is Matthew Jeffrey. After you and your brother.
Very cool. Thank you.
Hey, Courtney, are you going tonight?
I can't afford it. I'm a single dad.
All right. Well, if you could get down to the station and pick up a pair of tickets, we'll hook you up.
I will.
Definitely.
I will be there.
All right, we'll keep you on hold. We'll put you on hold. Rev, Courtney gets tickets.
You got to get this guy there.
Yeah.
Give the middle name.
Get me over here.
The middle name.
Let's give him a round.
What are you? How about you, Steve? Huh? Look at that.
I'm a man.
Look at you.
I'm a fan of Matt Hardy.
How about that, Mr. Benefactor over there?
Just look for the bald guy in the front row. I'll be screaming for you during tonight.
Yeah, but don't blind Matt, okay? We don't want the light to bounce off your head,
The
Matt.
BJ Shea Morning Experience on 99.9 KISW.